Hey, Shalom, brothers, giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Came across this video here, brothers, and this lesson here is more so for you all black Israelites who think all Israelites are going to look like damn Don Cornelius. Okay, it's pretty common now for those of us in this truth. We understand that we've been scattered into all four corners of the earth, you know. And many of us are going to look like the other nations, right? We're gonna on a surface level, we're gonna act like the other nations. We've taken upon their ways, their customs, right? But what determines a man's lineage is his father. And even in my family, I have men who have served in war, who traveled to and fro. My father, my father's father, my great uncle have been in Nam and in the Gulf War and so forth. And of course, they would lay with other women and produce children by the other women of the other nations. This is what the scriptures mean by Israel has mixed their holy seed in amongst the other nations. But let me stop talking here. Let me get right into the lesson, because I want to drive home the point and make this lesson very quick. Jeremiah chapter 40, verse 11. When all the Jews in Moab, Ammon, Edom, and all the other countries. The reason I grab this precept is just to simply show you that pardon me, but I get excited when I address certain topics. When we were scattered into the other nations, living amongst the other nations, we were laid with their women too as well. How do we know that? Nehemiah, let's go back a verse here. Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 23 through 24. Moreover, in those days, the men of Judah who had married women of Ashdod, Ammon, and Moab. Well, let me ask you a question before I read this second precept. What do you think those children look like? When they married women who were Asian, Japanese, and Chinese, what do you think those children look like? How do you think they behave? Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 24 gives us more insight. Half of the children spoke the language of Ashdod, or the language of one of the other people, but did not know how to speak the language of Judah. Even during Ezra's time, look what he had to deal with. Let me go back a verse. Pardon me, brothers. I was right where I wanted to be. Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. After these things had been done, the leaders came to me and said, the people of Israel, including the priests and the Levites, had not kept themselves separate from the neighboring people with their detestable practices. So not only did they lay with those women, right? They also picked up their heathenistic ways, like those of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, Egyptians, and Amorites. See? Okay? So not only were we scattered amongst these all nations, we would lay with those people, those women, right? We would produce children that were Israelites, but they looked partially like us, partially, like the term says, Blackanese, black and Asian, so-called black and Asian, right? So they look like a Judite and a Moabite, right? Remember also, too, before I play you this clip, the Lord even hid a portion of the house of Israel amongst the Moabites. Isaiah chapter 16, verse 4. Let the Moabite fugitives say, no, I don't like that version. Hold on, let me come down. Bear with me once. There we go. That's the one I want, the King James Version. Let mine outcasts dwell among thee, Moab. Who's the Lord outcast? Who's been cast out of their land? We have, the house of Israel. Be thou, O, covered to them from the face of the spoiler, for the extortioner is at an end. The spoiler ceases, and the oppressors are consumed out of the land. The point I want to drive home there is, not only have we married the other nations, we intermingle with them, we mix the holy seed, the Lord has also hidden a portion of us in Moab. Thus, this video here. Now, let me get back to this video, okay? Look at all the salt on this Moabitess here. Let's let this play.
Oh, there's been mad controversy about my voice and what the fuck I said. Bitch, Let me tell you something. This is the last time I'm gonna fucking say this shit. My voice is how the fuck I fucking sound. I'm not gonna fake some shit for 19 fucking years. That don't make no fucking sense. Bitch, if I grew up around the fucking hood, if I grew up in the projects, I'm gonna speak how the people around me speak. If I go to school with people who speak like this, I'm gonna speak how I speak. That's not faking or nothing like that. You a product of your environment. Y'all bitches should know that shit. And bitch, if I live in China, I damn well be speaking mad Chinese. Like, come on, this is fucking science, bro. Like, not even science. It's ABC, motherfucker. Like, come on. You telling me I shouldn't be speaking like this, so how should I speak like? You tell me how I should speak like, and that's not being stereotypical. Because I'm Asian, because I look Asian, I should speak a certain way. That's not being racist in itself. That don't make no sense. And on topic of me saying the N-word, nah, that was all on me. That shit was there on me. Don't mean nowhere. Don't mean if I grew up around people who said it. Don't mean who referred to me who said it, which they did. That's my fault for thinking I was okay for me to saying it.
Well, I'm sure you brothers by now get the point. As I mentioned, this lesson was meant to be quick. But remember, the Lord said that I have hidden thine outcast among Moab. Okay? All Israelites are not going to look like Thelma from Good Times. Okay? We're going to look like the other nations, act like the other nations. Right? It's according to the Spirit. Right? Hopefully this quick lesson has been edifying. Shalom.